points. 50? Huh. Okay. Well, we do one more party and then we can get Birdo. That's very interesting that it only gave me 50. That's a bit strange. Can't you do All-Stars teams? I'm pretty sure you can do teams. Oh! Wait, that'd be kind of gaggy though. Wait. Wait. Should we? Should we? I think we should do All-Stars teams. This could get messy boots. Should we wait to get Birdo though? Can we do a cheat code? Like, I actually want to figure this out. Hold on. Mario Party 7 cheat code. You can't! That sucks! Okay, we'll do this one normal, and then when we get Birdo and Dry Bones, we'll do All-Stars teams. I was actually really excited about that, but it's okay. We're gonna play as Boo this time, I think. Oh, no. Yoshi. This is one of my favorite maps ever. Tom, thank you for the follow. I love this map. No, literally free Birdo. Like, why is she locked? Like, let her out.
Now to go home and have the rest of that pasta.
Exactly. Oh shit, I didn't mean to hear the rolls. Well, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's right. Everybody starts with 5 stars. And you have to rob everybody of their stars. What? Coconut. Rah! Why am I last again? I don't like being the bottom right corner. Are you done? Hmm. Luigi, start! Oh, the music here? I dance? Oh my god, Yoshi's already committing crimes against Luigi. Bruh. We just start, like, this is literally the first turn. Like, hello. Yoshi doesn't give a fuck. Oh, gagged. Boo, go. Yeah. That's what I get for talking shit. Okay. Excuse me, how is Boo supposed to snowboard? He doesn't have feet. He's gonna fly right off. This is rigged. They're setting me up. Someone's trying to set me up. I don't like this one. I'm sensing the lack of a sisterhood. Hey! I'm getting caught.
Finish.
Yeah, I win.
New record.
Yep. That was my Boo impression. The third one in a row. Okay. Work. And Yoshi's rolling like 100,000 at a minute. Snack? And it was a bone? What are you snack? What? Oh! Huh. I guess I'll go up here. Are we just gonna rob Luigi so he's so far behind the entire time? I have to get higher than a 2. Okay. Poor Luigi. Poor guy. Let's not celebrate quite yet, Boo. Where'd he go? Okay. Uh-huh. He's gonna take all of my coins if I lose. Huh? Oh my god, is this the one that you have to fight Bowser in the slot machines? Oh, that is this game. Oh shit. What? Girl, it's literally a gotcha. I have to open the chests. Get my primo gems. I can't. You're not even gonna tell me which one it's in? Okay, first try, skill issue, it's this one. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, this isn't funny. I did it. Not me being like a skill issue, it's this one. And then it was literally the last chest I opened. Okay. Right, right. I know, that was getting close. The way he falls into the black hole is so funny. He's like, ah! Oh, watch me clear them with ease. Ooh, new minigame. Yes! Huh? What did they get 3 and I get a whole fucking password I have to type into the computer? Now, how is that fair?
Go. Finish.
Oh, I would have. I got double what they got, so. Out of the Dark, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, Vivian from Paper Mario. Oh, Thousand Year Door. Got you. Where did you see Vivian? Thinking about when we tried streaming that. That was a fun time, but it actually was a really cute game if I look back at it. I don't think I have any complaints. I just got stuck. We were stuck on the wrestling part, which is ironic because I love wrestling, but it was too long for me. Wait, did he just take my star? Wait. And he lands on a DK. Wait! Hold on! Three. Okay, girl. Do y'all know that one Sonic game where they made a Sonic Mario Party? It was honestly fierce, I must say. Sonic and the Seven Rings. Good game. Oh, I love this one.
Go.
Right way is always the right way. You know what I say. Okay.
Finish.
Oh yeah, like Mario in the Olympic Games, but like not the Olympic Games, it's just a Mario Party collab. That would be fierce. I wonder what Nintendo's like agenda is for next year. Like I'm actually interested to see what Nintendo is gonna put out next year. Besides Tears of a Kingdom, like we know that's gonna eat, but I'm excited to see what else they're gonna do. And the Bayonetta. But like other than that, what else do we have from Nintendo? Nothing really? Oh, Pikmin 4, yeah. But still, they still have kind of a big gap. I don't think Pikmin 4 is gonna sell good in the States. It usually does well in overseas, but not here. Oh, there's a duel if I go down. Yeah, but that's not Nintendo, that's Spike Chunsoft. Yes! Oh, is this the monkey one? Yee, silly monkey! I love the monkey! I think the Mario Party, I think his name's like A or I. It's not, no. I just love the silly little, I love their design. That's what I got my merch design after, is the monkey in this and then in Mega Man. Yeah, that's January though.
Go.
Are we supposed to run away from them? I would assume so. The way they don't like Yoshi, they're like, haha, fuck you. Oh, 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 I run. Get him, get Yoshi. Oh, there's another one. Oh, 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 oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Wait, hello? Why are y'all on me? Why are y'all on me? Don't take a star. No. New minigame. Okay. We have played this minigame every board. Like, I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm just gonna stand there. Okay, guys, the games for next year that are from Nintendo are Tears of a Kingdom, Bayonetta, Fire Album, Pikmin 4, and that's it. So what I'm saying is that we have kind of a huge gap. We have no Mario. We have no... no Metroid, no F-Zero, no Animal Crossing. I'm looking around my room to find something. But yeah, I think they could do a... They're not gonna do a new Mario Kart, which sucks.
Go.
I want Double Dash. I think it's very possible that we could possibly get GameCube on the Switch, like GameCube games. Considering they can't really do anything else right now.
Finish.
Where's Luigi going? He's plotting. What is he doing? Does he even have... He's gonna hit me. Don't you fucking dare. He skipped over Yoshi because Yoshi had an item. Are you kidding? Dude, Yoshi is fucked. This Yoshi is insane.
Go.
Guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've been thinking about playing Elden Ring a lot. Like, a lot. I think I would really like it because I really liked Shadow of the Colossus. And like in Elden Ring, the bosses are like scary, strong, big, like that. I would get it so I can play in God mode though. Don't expect me to struggle and fight for my life. That's a funny joke. Okay. This is ridiculous! Right. You did. You got it. Fuck you. I have 3 stars. I'm the bottom of the food chain. I'm the bottom. Magic orb. Use powerful magic to turn invisible and double your dice block for the next 2 turns. Excuse me. Oh my, I should have looked at the map. It's fine. Of course he is. I don't think I'm winning this board, y'all. This is bad for me. Oh, they want me dead this game.
Oh yeah, I'm a winner.
Oh my god, they hate me. You stole that from me, Luigi. Give it back. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you. Yikes. He said, King Boo powers, make up! New minigame. Yes! Even though I don't think this is good, but it's fine. Oh, Minecraft! We play Minecraft! I love Minecraft. Not fair. He has the gold pickaxe is worse than an iron one if you play Minecraft. Duh. Can you guys pull your weight? The way I haven't found one yet. He found a big one. He found diamonds.
Finish.
Oh, we won. We won! I'm the wiener! Haha, wiener! Gagged. Dear Lord, be with us. We're gonna die. Bwahahaha. Oh wow. Oh, I was on that! Why does this game hate me? What'd I do? I'm literally last place. Watch, I'm gonna use my magical girl powers to roll a 2 and it's gonna multiply to a 4. Don't even. That's what I fucking thought. Watch him fight me for no reason. I will literally laugh. Okay. I was worried for a second. Girl, I'm gonna go browse the timeline. You do your duels.
Go.
This looks fun.
Finish.
Are you guys finished? I want to play the video game. Are you fucking done? Are you fucking done? Finally. Oh, I got an 8 again. All right, it's time for me to get back in this. Let's see. Let's inspect. Come on, big numbers. Come on. Big money. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. Big money. Get him for me. Exactly. Take that, bitch. We're back in it. Yoshi's down to 5. Toad has 7, but he's in danger of losing some to Luigi next. Because I think Luigi's about to gag him. Gotta swing the hammer. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to spam the A button, hurt my hand. You know who else spams the A button? Your fucking mom.
Finish.
Literally cleared with ease.
New record.
8 seconds flat! Flat! Just like your boyfriend's ass. And mine, I'm caked up, baby. So do that to your booty. With a hammer? You could get splinters with a wood hammer. If he rolls, if this Luigi gags me, fuck. I wouldn't believe it. Okay, dad jokes. Please don't. Please don't. Okay, we won. We won. Now, Toad has 6. So he's about to get clocked, I think, by Yoshi too. But then Yoshi will have 6. The mathematics, love. There's so much math to go into this. Look, he's about to clock him. If you get more than a 15, Woo! By the skin of my teeth. I feel the chain chomp trying to bite my booty, but I'm free. Oh, fuck. Now he has 7. Well, we're just gonna have to clock him next time. I'm gonna have to roll higher than a 15, which is probably impossible, but it's fine. If I got 2 8s, maybe. Oh, Toad said, let me get out of here. I can't do this anymore. That orb is stupid. Yeah, why not? Let's try, chat. Let's see what we can get. Come on. Come on. Come on, higher than a 16. Okay. Right. Okay. Study cunty. Hi, Blue. I'm gonna take Toad's coins. Snatched. Don't forget to snatch your tickets now to RuPaul's Drag Con. Oh no, this is not the spot I want to be in because now I'm at the start. Uh-oh. Oh no. I'm all the way across the map. Maybe that's good though. Maybe not actually. I can't get any stars. New minigame. Yes. I'm good. We're chilling. Drinking coffee, playing Mario Party. The controls being move. Denny's impact. Move.
Go.
I'm hiding. Yoshi has no idea where I am. Literally, he has no idea where I'm at. Like, he literally can't even see me right now. Loop the killer. 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 Dead by daylight. Throw the pallet down. Throw the pallet down. Throw the pallet down. Throw the pallet down. See? He's lost. Throw the pallet down. Throw the pallet. Throw the pallet. Throw the pallet. Throw the pallet. Loop the killer. My Dead by Daylight skills still work to this day. Exactly. Thank you so much, Blue. Happy to have you here. Yeah, my Bayonetta 3 VODs kind of popped off. I'm glad to see that they thrived. Especially because someone gifted me that game, so definitely a good purchase on their part for me. We're gonna be playing Bayonetta 2 in the next 2 weeks. Oh, that's bad for Toad. Sorry, girl. I mean, guy. I mean, NB? Oh. Toad in the... Wait, does Toad in the Mario movie use they, them pronouns? Or does Toad identify as he, him? Huh. I guess we'll have to find out. Because Toads canonically are non-binary. But I assume Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt, when he was recording his lines for the movie, he was probably, they were like, Chris, can you refer to Toad as they? And then Chris was like, why do I have to say, and started fighting with the people on the script and was like, can't I just say him? Like he's clearly a guy. And then, you know. So Chris Pratt probably did something to change it up. I'm not good with puzzles.
Go.
This is not the piece I wanted. Girl. The game glitched! Okay, that was shit. That was literally robbed. I knew it was gonna be the circle. Look, look, skill issue. Get the other one. Get the other one. Okay, 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 okay. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Get the other one. Get the other one. Get the other one. Come on, come on. Exact.
Finish.
Exactly. 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 The comebacks. The what? The who? We are hard at work at our new video game. Why are you hard at work? I still think that is literally the funniest thing I've said. Why is everyone hard at work? Ooh, good numbers. Oh. Gag them, Luigi. Oh, he's about to clock them so good. Ew, not the chain chomp going pant, pant, slobber, slobber. What? And what is that, Denny? Please tell us. Oh, okay. Right. That's satanic. Toad, please. The way I'm on the other side of the map, I literally DGAF. Everybody's just like taking stars from each other. I'm like, whatever, guys. YOLO. Don't fight me. Oh, I'm literally gonna fuck your mom. Fuck you. Yeah, all the LGB stuff going on in the chat. It's because we're all from Texas. Sorry. Ugh. I'm about to clear this toad. Watch this.
Go!
This is Squid Game. Literally just a skill issue, Toad. Maybe get good. Fucking loser.
New record.
Mid diff. Keeler diff. Five, six, seven. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. I don't know if this is the best option going to this guy. You get 3 at this one, but you get 2 at these, but if you go to this one, 1, 2, 3, you have to roll a 6 for it to be worth it, or a higher. I honestly think it's worth to go down to the shop. Well, we wouldn't get to the shop on this turn. I don't know. Honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much do we have left? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is the better move. Nice! Nice! Holy shit! Big fucking money! Fuck you, loser. Holy shit, dude. Wow. That was crazy. I knew. It's so loud. Work. I actually like this one. This game has the best mini games, if I'm honest. What team are we? We're blue. Wait, you can punch people? Bitch! Gagged. Oh! I just drop kicked Yoshi off the map. Bitch. Oh, I got flattened. Excuse me. Bitch! Oh! Sorry. What do you mean spaghetti? Oh, well, you didn't tell me to do it. Oh. Oh my god, he's gonna duel me. Get a fucking job. These guys over here. Oh, he didn't. Okay, well. Oh, okay. Wow. Marshall, Evil West went on sale. Oh my god, the Steam sale's happening. I'm so excited. It's 20% off. At least it's something, but it went on sale. I told you it would. I literally told you. It's probably like 40 bucks. Shin Megami Tensei Remake is 20 bucks. The Chant is 33% off. Sackboy's on sale. We can play that next stream then. I've been wanting to play that for a while. Project Diva Miku is on sale. I want to play that Miku game. Ghostwire is 60% off. I want to stream that. Oh, I'm going broke. I'm going broke. Well, I don't think it ends until January. I think it's the winter sale, so it's not gonna go away. I told y'all about the sales. Like, I told y'all, I remember y'all doubted me so much because you were like, oh my god, Nem, like, there's no way this is gonna go on sale, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you have to wait till, you know. Oh, I just didn't, I wanted to look at the map. I didn't, fuck. I just wanted to pop in. Welcome back, Max. Good night, Blue. Enjoy your sleep. I'm so excited now. Oh, I have an Amazon gift card I can probably make into another gift card. I want this behind it. Am I not gonna win? Oh no, I win. Down.
Finish.
There was a mini game and you missed it. There was a cheap mini game. You missed it. Marshall's birthday's in January. Wait, why did he just take my star? Hello? Why did he just rob me? Why am I in it? What did I do? Oh my god, wait, your birthday is the day Fire Emblem releases? I love you, but I'm really excited for that video game. So now I have to chase this Koopa kid because he stole my star, but everybody gets to... What is that about? Oh my fucking Jesus Christ. Not funny. I forgot I have the bone thing. So you can't steal my star. Well, he just took it! You better still be streaming. Well, Marshy, let's do this. I'll stream it before the end of the, or I'll play it before the end, and I'll tell you if it's worth it. Because I don't want you to buy it, and you're like, not worth my money. When's your birthday? Why is everybody's birthday all of a sudden? Like, what is happening? I mean, listen, I'll stream for as long as I get the sub timer going up. Oh, that's the day before my sister's birthday. Oh, it's only one? I thought it was 4. I'm so mad now. I literally had such a lead. Like, I'm so fucking mad. What? Like, why did it steal my... Why did it steal my thing? He's gonna hit me. I'm so tilted. This wouldn't have happened if I accidentally didn't hit the wrong button. Like, I'm so mad. Like, I hit the B button on the chain chomp thing by accident. So now I literally fucked up my entire game. Because I would still have 9 stars if I didn't hit that button. Or at least 8 from after when they steal my fucking star for no reason. Oh, I'm doing this dual space. I'm fighting for a star. I want something. So Ace's birthday is the 13th, then Max's is the 14th, and my sister's is the 15th. That's funny. What is this mini game? I'm scared. Use the boat propellers. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, there's a cheap cheat, Maddie.
Go!
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I really didn't know you had to hit both triggers to make it go forward. So that's why Yoshi won. My fucking god. We're not winning this board. It's over. To be fair, it didn't say in the controls that you had to hit both at the same time to go forward. I'm not winning. I do have Mario Party for the DS. I don't have Animal Crossing though for the DS, and I said I was gonna play it, but I just don't, and it makes me sad. I mean, I could get it, but it's gonna be expensive on the eShop because it's UK currency. We have played this every single board as well. True. I would try a pickle. I would. Yeah, I do like the mini games in the DS Mario Party. The boards are really cute too because it changes the stars to like whatever that map is to like fit the themes. So like Toadette's musical map, it changes the stars to musical notes. Like a wine tasting, please.
Finish.
I would try a hot pickle. I'm into that. I would try it. I would try it. I'm a bit hot, if I'm honest. It's a bit warm in here. Don't do anything crazy, please. You're joking. Lord help us. All right. Oh my god. I'm about to get creamed. Only 5 for the triple dice block. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I think he actually still gets me. It's over. Oh, a cruel world. I can't even get to any of these chain chomps. It's like impossible. Now I'm in 3rd. Oh my god, and Yoshi's gonna fucking duel me. Watch. Luigi's in 1st, but Yoshi's gonna duel me. Okay, thank god. I wish I could just skip these, like, please. Oh, there's the minigame you missed that has the Cheep Cheeps. Oh, that one's fun. It's like Simon Says.
Go. Finish.
My dog. Smacking her fat fucking tail against the ground. No, it's not. I'm not a Goomba. I'm not ugly like a Goomba. I thought someone was in my room. My microphone used to be compressed. I don't understand why it's so gross now. It would like always like make it not happen like that, but whatever. I'm rolling the smallest amount of numbers. And I need to be rolling big right now. New minigame. Yes. I get up. I'm up. I'm celebrating. We got scurvy. Okay, I'm carrying my weight. Can you guys do something? Exactly. Can you guys shoot him? I literally popped all 3 balloons. These fucking losers. Oh my god, I don't know what it is. Good night, Peachy. Like, it's weird. This part of my neck is so sensitive. It's probably eczema. Ah! I'm like, I don't want a hair on it. It feels weird. Crimson, thank you for gifting a sub to Bean. Oh, I want to go in the pool. Look at the little silly crocodiles. Oh, gators, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Look at, they're so silly. Oh, they gagged him. Yeah, get him. You just ran into it, you dumbass. I literally hate Yoshi. Oh, we got 69 coins. Haha, funny. Silly meme. I am going to fucking cry myself to sleep. Is it almost over? Someone let me out of this hell. Please. Not this mini game. I'm already struggling. Please. And I'm in the bottom right corner. I can't do this. I'm gonna do this with no hits. I'm gonna do a perfectly clean run. Speed run, 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 speed run. Fucking speed run. I'm not gonna get hit once. I'm not gonna get hit once. Speed run. Speed run. Speed run. Speed run. Speed run. And that's how you clear. And that's literally how you clear. And I got the new record. I love how high-waisted these pants are. I want all my pants to be high-waisted like this. I'm so serious. If my pants don't go all the way up to my boobies, I don't want them. I love high-waisted pants. Exactly. I used to wear those when I went to makeup school and I made my butt look really good. Then I got a boyfriend. I'm sure they relate in some way. I've rolled 3s the last 4 turns! Yes. Give me a star for winning. Star! That was so... Did you see the star show up on the screen and pause for a second? And they're calling me a man. Okay, great. What a lovely time I'm having. Literally, the computer players get so fucking caught up on this one, but it's literally the easiest fucking mode. Like, skill issue, clearly. Like, literally so easy. Pay up! I wish there was a coin star. I'm scared. Like, I could literally lose this. I literally could lose this board. That's literally embarrassing. Oh, not this one. Girl, we're in for it. Oh, look at the snails. That's cheating. Unfair. Unfair! Unfair! Unfair advantage. Unfair advantage.
Finish.
Yeah. 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 I can't. This is too much. I'm gonna be traumatized from this if I lose. Final turn? I can't get a... How the fuck? I literally have to roll a 10 or it's game over. Why? Why are you using all of those? Stop. It's not even gonna matter. And he's saying, what? What is his game? Oh. Oh, he's nasty. Oh, he was about to get nasty with it. Why did he do that though? He's stupid. Okay. Don't you dare throw that in front of me. I swear to God. Okay. I was a little worried. Get a 1. Okay, okay. Right. Okay, okay. I don't think there's any way I can come back from this. I think if I get a bonus star, I win. Just kidding. If Toad does this, then he wins. No, he can't afford it. What is happening? Why did he do that? Like, actually, what's happening right now? No. Why are they saying no? I'm lost. I have rolled a 3 5 turns in a row. Roll the footage back. I am so bothered. Plucked, even. 5 turns in a row, dude. What the actual fuck? Okay, we need to clear him. Don't let him win. Get him. He's literally targeting me. Somebody stop this madman. Look. I've had enough. Roll the credits. Roll the credits. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Who won? I will be gagged if I actually win. Okay, it's tied for second. Luigi has first. I have the most coins, so if I get bonus stars, I win. Oh my god, they changed it. Okay, minigame star, I think, goes to me. Okay, okay. Let's just hope Luigi doesn't get one. Orb star. Ugh, I don't know if this is me. Oh my god, we're all tied for first. Shopping star. Oh my god, this is gonna determine the winner. Oh my god, I'm scared. Please. Okay, I won. I won. I won. My boobs. My boobs. That was a close one, guys. That was terrifying. Could you imagine Luigi just walked out like, hey? The 3-3-3-3-3, literally. That was close. That was really close. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
No, I want to end the game. Get me out of here. Why did I give me less? They usually give me 500 for winning. Okay, very strange. Well, I am not doing another board today, but when we play this again, because I want to play another game, we will play as Birdo. That will be what we do. Queen. Queen check. Mother. Mother is here. I should make it a sound. Call to me, call to me. Yeah, if you do. Oh, that's not the right screen. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Okay, I should have just stayed on the BRB screen. I have to use the restroom, so I'll be right back.